Hello everyone, this is StrawberryShorty back with Locker of Death. And we are about to go check out the village where the song Karina sings to her victims may have originated from. And it's chapter 9. "2 days left. I meet Mana's gaze and force a smile despite my pain. We'll break the curse. I'll do whatever I can to help. And she and Nadoka are the ones who will die if we don't break the curse in time. Should I tell her? It feels wrong to keep it a secret, but... Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. That's a cute outfit. We're not late. They're just early. Oh, I'm glad to see you two. I was starting to get worried we'd have to go ourselves. I think you were looking forward to spending some time alone with me. Come on, we'd never let you down like that. Maybe it's best not to bring it up. Now isn't the right time for it anyway. Is everything set? Yes. Wait. I think I got our lives mixed up. I think I was the one saying, is everything set? Yes, I have our train tickets, and I also made arrangements for us to stay overnight at the village's inn. Since we aren't sure how long this will take, we all got permission to stay out there multiple days. Fortunately, it's a holiday, so we have time off from school. Man, I'd rather not spend the night in the ghost village, but I guess there's no avoiding it. I'm not surprised she's worried about that. What should I say? I'll protect you, or it's not any safer here. Oh, I don't know what to say. I guess I'll say I'll protect you, because saying it's not any safer here will just make her more afraid. I'll protect you. My hero! If we're dealing with malevolent spirits, I think I should be the one doing the protecting. Fortunately, I should be able to at least fend Karina off if she attacks. It sounds way less romantic coming from you. Romantic? Never mind that. The important thing is we'll all stay safe and find a way to break the curse. Right, let's go. It's a quiet train ride to our destination. Boy, you're not kidding, there's no sounds at all. And then a long walk from the train station to the tiny village my grandfather told me about, but we finally arrive. There's rocks on that roof. Everything seems so peaceful here. Are you sure this is the right place? This looks like what my grandfather described, so it's at least the village he says the song came from. We should split up and ask about Karina. I thought we were asking about the song. Is that really a good idea? In horror movies, the characters always decide to split up right before they die. She has a point, although I doubt Karina will attack us in front of witnesses. I'm not entirely sure she cares, and didn't she attack us twice in front of witnesses? Well, just one time. I still think that other girl was her twin, and she didn't technically attack us, she just appeared. But I don't think Karina cares about witnesses. Why don't we go in pairs? Oh no, don't make me choose between them. Good idea. Nadoka and I will go around the north side of the village, while you and Shorty ask around the south. Is Nadoka gonna be sad? Oh, I think it skipped a line of dialogue again. I might pause. I'm gonna see if I can restart this chapter. I don't think it'll let me until I beat the end. I'm gonna pause and look at the log. Okay, I tried exiting out of the game to see if it would let me start at the beginning of the chapter. It didn't. I think it kind of sucks you can't just restart a chapter, especially since that skipping thing happens a lot. So I sped through the chapter without looking at anything to restart it naturally. I had to use my last ticket, which makes me mad. Aw, I wanted to be with Shorty. Don't forget, Rui is the one who knows how to fight ghosts. Change my mind, being with Rui is fine. Okay. As the four of us laugh together, the tension I've felt since the week began eases somewhat. Although what are we gonna do if Karina attacks us? Let's get going. Rui and Nadoka head up the path toward the northern end of the village, and I look at Mana. You don't hear a lot of stories where ghosts attack in broad daylight like this. He's not outside. Just the two of us once again. I'm not going to complain. You have a picture of Karina, right? Yeah, right here. I get out my phone and bring up the picture from the newspaper article, which I saved last night. It's not the best picture, but it's the only one we have. This is legit a picture of the entire newspaper. Let's start with these shops. Okay. We head into a shop selling handmade crafts. While Mana picks out something to buy, I show the shopkeeper the picture. Excuse me, but I'm looking for information about this girl. She might have lived here about 20 years ago. 20 years? I was only a little kid back then. Even if I knew her, I don't remember now. That's okay, thanks anyway. Next, we stop at a small bookstore. After browsing the shelves, we ask the shopkeeper about Karina, but she doesn't know either. At each place we visit, it's the same story. We need to ask older people. We're almost done with all the shops here. I guess we should start asking people outside. Hopefully that won't come across as too weird. Meanwhile, this is a pretty big village to be having all these shops. I'm sure they'll understand. Everyone looks pretty friendly. Villagers are never friendly when you start asking about the past. She has a point. All the villagers on the street are smiling and talking with one another. And several wave to us as we pass through, even though we don't know them. This is a beautiful place. Just look at that scenery. Yeah, no wonder this village stood out in my grandfather's memories. If only we could enjoy it properly instead of worrying about the curse. I wish I could return here under better circumstances someday. What should I say? Let's come back here together for a date? Or we should focus on breaking the curse. I'm going to say we should focus on breaking the curse because I don't want to make any promises. We should focus on breaking the curse. Yes, of course. This is no time to get distracted. Once we solve this, then we can start thinking about coming back here someday. I'm sorry. Huh? Why are you apologizing? Your life is on the line, and here I am talking about how pretty the village is. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I feel so guilty keeping this to myself. Should I tell her? Would she be happier knowing the truth? Or would that only hurt her and make things worse? Oh, why don't we ask that gentleman there about Karina? I don't know what to do if I get a choice about telling them. Like, telling Daichi was one thing. I can't imagine telling Nodoka because she's already so scared. But hiding it from both of them doesn't really feel right. Shaken out of my conflicted musing, I follow her gaze toward an elderly man walking down the street. Hey, he'd have been an adult when Karina was alive. If she lived here, he might remember her. Good idea, let's show him the picture. We hurry over to him. Excuse me, sir, do you have a minute? Of course, what can I do for you? We're looking for information about a girl who might have a connection to this village. It would have been about 20 years ago. I bring up the photo again and hold out my phone so we can see. Ah, Karina. The name sends a jolt through me. You knew her? We were neighbors. She lived next door to me. Finally, we found someone who not only recognizes her, but knew her personally. This is even more than I hoped for. Living next door to her does not really mean that he knew her personally. She died at a young age, right? That's what we're looking into. I thought she just went missing. Yes, it's a tragic story. What happened? Are you sure you want to hear it? It was a long time ago, and it's a painful story. Yes, please tell us. Very well. He closes his eyes and let out a long sigh. Finally, we're going to hear more about the ghost. Karina lived next door to me with her sister Kana and their mother. We used to talk from time to time. Bet Kana's her twin. Just calling it. I mean, I don't know if it's really a big twist considering that we see both girls in the opening. Or what I assume to be both girls. Karina was a quiet girl, much less outgoing than Kana, but she was kind and smart. Yet now her spirit is destroying innocent people's lives. I don't know whose phone number that is. One day, a man from outside the village began stalking Karina. She disappeared one night without a trace. After months of searching, the police finally called off the search and she was presumed dead. That lines up with what the article said. Her mother couldn't bear the loss of her child. She'd been fragile ever since her husband's death, and losing another member of the family was too much for her. He takes a deep breath before continuing, his voice somber as he speaks. No one knows what was going through her mind the night she snapped, but she killed Kana and then herself. Wow. That makes me feel really bad for poor Kana, especially. This hits way too close to home right now, too. What? I'm sorry. As I said, it's a tragic story. Why was none of this mentioned in the paper? Karina was murdered by a stalker, and then her mother killed her other child and committed suicide. I wonder if Kana's the actual ghost, and Karina's the other one. Maybe Karina wasn't being stalked, and she ran away with this dude. And Kana's angry because of that. No wonder such a nightmare series of events led to a curse. What should I ask? Did they ever find the stalker, or why did Karina's mother kill Kana? I'll say, did they ever find the stalker, because I could think of a bunch of reasons why Karina's mother would kill Kana rather than just leave her alone. Did they ever find the stalker? No, he was never seen around town again after that. Presumably he fled after killing her. That's not right. If Karina and her whole family died, it's not fair that her murderer got to walk free. I know. I like to think that he met a horrible fate somewhere. Could the curse be Karina's attempt at revenge, sent spiraling out of control to the strength of her power? Thank you for telling us about her. If you don't mind, could you tell us where she lived? I don't mind at all. If you travel all the way to the eastern end of the village, you'll find a small house with a tree growing in the yard. That's my house. Karina's was the one right next to it. Thank you. We should go find Rui and Adoka to tell them what we learned. Let's take a look at the house first to make sure we know where it is. Okay. Bell! Okay, I guess we're just moving on. Magic floating bells getting ignored. We hurry toward the eastern end of town until we see the house with the tree. Next to it is a dilapidated, seemingly abandoned house on a lot of overgrown with weeds. Why did they just abandon it? Why didn't nobody live there? To my great surprise, however, Rui and Adoka are standing in front of it. Hey, so you learned about Karina's house too? Not exactly. We started asking around about any strange incidents that have occurred here, and we were told about a house that's been empty for years. People say it's haunted. I guess that's why no one lives there. Apparently all kinds of creepy things have happened when people tried to move in. Well, the man who lived next door told us this used to be Karina's house. In that case, we definitely do investigate. Let's go in. Here come the corpse party vibes again. Dust kicks up as we open the unlocked door and step inside. As soon as all four of us are across the threshold, the door slams shut behind us. That's never a good sign. Come on, let's see what we can find. Or we can make sure the door opens. We should have left someone outside. Well, on the bright side, I think we'll be able to break out pretty easily. We move cautiously through the house with no sound around us, save that of our breathing and footsteps, yet there's a strange tension in the air. A photograph hangs on the wall, and I turn to look at it. It shows a woman and two girls. Shows their silhouettes. She stands with her arms around one of the girls, while the other stands alongside them holding a doll. This must be Karina and her family. I wonder. A groan comes from deeper inside the house, and we all freeze. Did you hear that? It's probably the house settling. That explanation doesn't work so well when you already know there's a ghost around. Her sudden gasp makes me turn toward her in alarm. Ruby has her hands pressed against her chest, and she stares past us at nothing. Rui? This presence, it's too strong, so much pain and suffering. I can't. Her sensitivity to spirits must be causing her trouble. The ghost haunting this place is too much for her. Please, make it stop. I can't. Please, make it stop. What should I do? Help Rui calm down or get out of there? Ugh. I feel like we should get out of there, but I want to keep exploring, so... I'll help Rui calm down. She's really suffering right now. I have to do something. Rui, it's going to be okay. I move into her line of sight so that I'm standing right in front of her. We're all right here with you. Rui, can you hear me? Is that you, Shorty? Yes, it's me. And is the presence here so overpowering that she can't even see clearly right now? I step closer and touch her shoulders gently. It's Shorty, I'm here with you. She reaches up and places one of her hands over mine and then clasps it as though she's afraid she might lose me if the connection breaks. You're here. And the others too, they're all here. That's right, we came into the house together, remember? Yes. She draws a shuddering breath and lifts her head to meet my gaze at last. There was so much. I felt like I was all alone, like I'd been tossed into the darkness and nothing existed but all the pain. Is it the ghost? Yes, or at least a ghost. I'm not certain it's Karina. Since Kana and her mother both died as well, probably in this very house. They might be the ones actually haunting this place. My head hurts. There's so much pain and anger all beating against my skull. Don't worry, we'll get you out of here. After all this time, it turns out I'm the weak link. You're not a weak link at all. We probably should have planned for something like this because of your powers. She told us Karina's ghost almost overwhelmed her when she tried to summon her. This must be something similar. We didn't know this house would be haunted, too. Come on, we should leave. We're leaving? I would have just suggested we get out of here if I knew we were leaving anyway. Her fingers tighten around mine. Don't let go. I won't. I'll stay right here with you until we're out, okay? We shouldn't leave. We need to explore. She nods and leans against me for support. When she's pressed close like that, I can feel how much she's trembling. I nod to the others who watch this exchange with wide eyes, and we turn around. I'm sorry about this. Don't be. It's not your fault. What are we going to do now? We'll figure out something later. Right now, the important thing is getting back out. Okay. So which one of us is going to come back here alone or with one other person tonight? Maybe Nadoka, Mana, and I can come in here to search for clues. We might still be in danger from the ghost, but we won't be overwhelmed like Rui is. Good thing I didn't come alone, huh? It's best to have people around that you can rely on. Yeah, I know I can rely on you, Shorty. No matter what happens, you're there for me. I always will be. Thank you. With my arms around Ruby's shoulders to support her, I fell into Joka and Mana back the way we came, retracing our steps through the eerie house. Ghost! But just as we near the front door, Karina's ghost appears in front of us, blocking our path. I don't think this is the evil one, but I'm not sure. I don't remember what voice I gave the ghost, but I'm going to do my best. No, we were almost out of the house, but the ghost is us trapped. What are we going to do now? Will we get past her, or will she claim her next victim? This is going to be the chapter end. Find out in the next chapter! And I sadly don't have any tickets to continue. Well, I'm going to stick with my theory that this is not the evil one, this is the good one. And I'm also sticking with my theory that Karina is the good ghost and Kana is the bad ghost. But I guess we'll see. So let me know your theories. Thank you so much for watching. And I'll catch you next time. Bye.